all you beautiful radio listeners. Thank you for dropping in for our little happy hour. We appreciate you listening. If you're watching us on YouTube, here's a hand gesture just for you. You're welcome. If you are listening on the radio, 105.1 FM, 1080 AM, or you're online at 1051thefan.com, Odyssey.com, the Odyssey app, listening through a smart speaker, use the fan text line. It's 503-2GO-FAN. That's 503-864-6326. Share your thoughts, ask questions, solicit advice, or answer me this, dear listeners. How much do you dress up when you go to a live sporting event? We've all watched the NFL games where you've got the guy that's a Seahawks fan. He's got a green beard. He's wearing a full costume, body paint. How many people listening right now go all out when they go to games? We'll bring in our producer, lowercase, Casey Smith. How much do you dress up, dress down when you go to a game? Do you want to be like
it depends
full
on
gear?
the game.
Okay, well, what are the scenarios? Who are your teams? We know it's the Steelers. We know it's the Yankees. Blazers fan?
If I'm going to a basketball game, I'm going to a Blazers game.
Okay, so if you go to a Blazers game, how much do you put on? You make sure you have some Blazers gear?
I think I'll wear a jersey. I'm a big jersey
guy,
so I think I'll definitely be wearing a jersey.
Okay. See, I never wanted to be too dressed up, but I always want to make a little tip of the cap to the team. Like, I'm struggling right now with the Super Bowl. Seahawks just won the Super Bowl. I have a quarter zip that I got at a golf tournament for free from when they won their last Super Bowl. I think I need to get like some sort of gear, but I don't want one that has like the big neon Super Bowl logo on the side of it. I don't know if you saw the logo for Super Bowl 60, Super Bowl LX.
They're
it's
a little
not
bit
great.
gaudy.
Yeah, a little bit. So I saw this. I don't know if you saw these. They're like the charcoal gray hat, and then it has a black patch in the center of it. I looked at that for a second, but I'm like, that's almost a little too dressed down for me. But it still has the giant pink and whatever color logo on the side. So I can't get with that. I don't know what to do. And then I went back and looked at it again. It's already sold out. So I can't get one of the really ugly ones. I don't know if I want to get one that has like the bold logo on it, but I don't want to go too, like, you don't want to go away from team colors. So I'm at a loss.
You can never go wrong with a nice long sleeve that just got the logo on the front of it.
Yeah, but I've got enough Seahawks t-shirts. I don't have a good Seahawks hat, so I'm looking at hats. They're all terrible. Every single one of them. The Super Bowl's got stripes and logos all. I kind of just want one that has like a basic logo. But if you get the one that's too dressed down, it's a black and white Seahawks logo. It didn't even look like a Seahawks hat. So I can't figure it out.
Yeah, the one I'm looking at right now looks like just a trucker hat with the Super Bowl logo on it.
Yeah.
It's all right.
I don't know what to do. And when you go to games, I can't figure out how much you need to dress up or not. But the reason I bring it up is that apparently the Mexican wrestling masks, the luchador masks, are selling out ahead of the World Cup. Somebody got the bright idea to make them for all the international teams that will be flooding the Americas. You going to a game in a luchador mask? So I can see you doing that.
If it was the World Baseball Classic, I think I would go to one of the luchador matches.
Oh, you're more likely to do it for baseball than you are for soccer.
Definitely. I don't think I'm likely to go to many soccer games.
Yeah. Well, considering they're all, six figures to even get into a World Cup game, seems a little ridiculous.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's why I wanted to bring it up. Before we get into the main thing that I wanted to talk about to start off the show, I got to let you know that Fan Madness is back. You can join the Fan Thursday, March 19th and Friday, March 20th for two of the most exciting days of basketball ever. It'll be at Tom's Watch Bar at the A Casino and Resort in Ridgefield. Dirt and Sprague, the firm of Harrison Meringue. This stupid show and Prime Time with Isaac and Suk will all be broadcasting live throughout the day. Do not miss a minute of the action. Play hooky with the Fan for Fan Madness, brought to you by A and Window Nation, March 19th and 20th at A Casino Resort. Did you see what the NFL has done today, ladies and gentlemen? So they have won their grievance to ban the NFLPA from publishing the anonymous player report cards that grade the teams on their facilities and treatments. Oh, this makes me so happy. The NFL owners are so petty and so insecure about the way that they operate their football teams and facilities that they ban the PA from putting out report cards. We know who you are already. There's enough different ways for them to get this out. I hope that the NFLPA just partners with somebody that will run an independent one and make the owners keep suing you until they can just admit that, hey, the Jets stink, the Bengals stink. We know who all the bad teams are.
Cleveland, this is for you.
Oh, amen to that. But since 2023, they started putting out these report cards. Do you remember what happened last year? Like, I think it was Woody Johnson and the Jets that were the most upset about these. But this is so funny that the NFL, the largest money-makingest organization we've ever seen in sports, is crying back to their own players, going, "Don't make us look bad. Give me a break.
Quit being terrible.
Thank you. Like,
quit being terrible.
This is a way for you to get better at what you do. Maybe, possibly, you could actually take those surveys and maybe try to be better at what you do. Is that something that we could do possibly? Is that too far to ask? So, yeah, I absolutely love that the NFL cannot handle any criticism, especially at the owner level. They're billionaires. And that guy, well, here, let's do this real quick. We're in the middle of the show. Jeff Tate is going to be our comedian at 2:30. He came in very early, so I told him, I was like, you know what? I said, Jeff, that was piercing. I said, Jeff, you can just sit in the studio with us. He can't make it through a single segment without writing me little love notes. So just turn on his mic. Jeff, what do you have to say about the NFL?
The Bengals practice facility is new. They just built it within the last few years. If they're bad, they built a bad one. That's crazy.
Well, the Cincinnati Bengals, so you're a Cincinnati guy originally.
Yeah.
They just get trashed. So there's a story a few years ago where they reuse towels. Like they won't even get them new towels.
No.
They won't let players leave and they take their gear and won't let them take it with us. They take it back so that they can use it. Cincinnati has been notoriously bad. I don't know what the condition of their practice facilities is, but basically what happened is the NFL owners just cried because they didn't like their report cards. And now they've won the grievance.
Last year, the 2025 report cards, the Cincinnati Bengals had Fs and an F- in treatment of families and an F in food and dining area.
Okay, yeah, all right, that makes sense.
Okay, so I appreciate you trying to defend that they built a new practice
that's the note
facility.
I showed you. The first note I wrote said you should buy a helmet. That's the Seahawks hat you should get is a helmet.
Oh, just wear that around?
To the game.
All right, well, yeah.
Don't wear it around.
No, wow.
That's crazy. That'd be crazy. Just
that
wear it
would
to the
be
game.
too much. Dude, the people that show up in full uniform, my favorite thing that happened this year was there was a fan, and this was one of your fans. Did you see the guy that dressed head to toe Aaron Rodgers? He wears the helmet, he's wearing shoulder pads and the full jersey. Then Aaron Rodgers comes over to talk to him. Nothing makes Aaron Rodgers look more impressive than this guy looking like a child next to him. This is a full-grown man. This is not a 12-year-old. This was a full-grown man. Stands there, and he's about 5'8". So he makes Rodgers look huge, fills out the uniform terribly, so Rodgers looks svelte. This is a, 41-year-old quarterback. Are you looking at the picture right now, Case?
I mean, that's amazing because if they were similar size, they could have just spun around and the wrong one goes back in.
Rodgers is towering
that'd be
over
fun.
this.
It is absolutely hilarious. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we need to do a little In Case You Missed It. All right. In case you missed it, after 21 seasons, Chris Paul is officially announced his retirement via Instagram. Paul is second all-time in assists and steals. I'm not sure how he's considered the point guard, considering he trails John Stockton in both assists and steals and played 2 more seasons. But hey, at least they have the same amount of championships. So congratulations to Chris Paul on a mostly disappointing year. In case you missed it, the Big Ten has an internal document proposing a new 24-team playoff model that eliminates conference championship games. It would start the second weekend of December. The top 8 teams would get bye, 16 on-campus games in the first 2 rounds. All fans pay $100 directly to the Big Ten to enter a lottery to buy tickets for the games, $30 to watch any games on TV, $10 to listen to games on radio. Players would get 8 years of eligibility. Pro players could play for their alma maters if their NFL team is eliminated from the playoffs. Non-Power 4 teams would only get 10 players on the field, and Gus Johnson would be turned into an AI so he could broadcast every single game. It seems like a good idea. I think they've got it.
That'd actually be pretty funny watching an NFL player who maybe loses in the Super Bowl just go back and play.
Is there
another year.
anything dumber than a unpublished proposal from a college football conference right now? Dude, they're just making up the rules as they go. I don't buy any of it. In case you missed it, we have some ice dancing scoring controversy. The International Skating Union is actually defending that a French judge who gave their own team an 8-point lead over the U.S., costing us the gold in dancing, was in the right. Look, we shouldn't be surprised by this. The French judges have been screwing us since Salt Lake City in 2002. They did it at the Worlds in 2017. And let's not forget, they're the real reason the Steelers lost to the Browns in the 2020 wild card game.
I agree.
Damn French judges.
I agree.
In case you missed it, the Rockets star Fred Van Vliet revealed that an angry sports bettor confronted him in church about ruining a parlay worth $3,000. Obviously, this is an old story since Fred has been out with a torn ACL since September, and Chauncey is currently under house arrest. So we know this didn't just... All right. In case you missed it, 34-year-old retired QB Derek Carr says he would return to the NFL, but only if a Super Bowl contender is interested. That's cute. He thinks that there's an NFL team that is just a Derek Carr away from a Super Bowl. I actually blame Sam Darnold for this. Now every failed NFL starter under 40 thinks he's the missing piece. Dude, they called Phillip Rivers before you. I think it's over. And finally, in case you missed it, ESPN's Stephen A. Smith says that he's not ruling out a run for president in 2028 and is considering a Democratic nomination. If he wins, we won't even need ICE. There'll be enough self-deportation that he won't even need an immigration policy. So I think that's... Oh, come on. You're giving me...
I just got to tease you a little bit.
Can you imagine a world where we have a presidential debate between Stephen A. Smith and Paul Feinbaum? As a sports fan, we would be the only ones that would be actually prepared for this. Just imagine a normal voter that has no idea who these two guys are, turning on his TV to hear two guys comparing a nuclear deterrent strategy with SEC speed and the Big Ten's grit. People's heads would literally explode. Gentlemen, your next question is urgent. How do you plan to handle the self-harm epidemic in this country? The suicide rate has gone up 30% since this debate started. It's not going to be good. Can you picture a debate moderated by Booger McFarland getting frustrated with the nominees? All right, Mr. Smith, we need you to stop playing solitaire so you can answer the question posed by Tammy from Auburn. I don't think it's good. All right. Well, we actually have a studio audience today. Normally, I thank our fake studio audience, but we have Jeff Tate laughing along. Jeff, thank you for joining us early. We'll have you play along for the entire show. Normally, we would have you just at 2:30, but that segment will be all yours, brother. It's going to be fantastic. So make sure you stick around for that, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, we need to tell you what's going on in the OC coaching search for the Seahawks. Blazers get a win, that and more in the Daily Buzz. We do it next on Happy Hour. This is 105.1 The Fan.
The new home your host, Luke Anderson.
All right, kids, the Blazers get a win in the last game before the All-Star break. They beat the Jazz 135-119. Drew Holiday, season-high 31 points. Donovan Clingan, 23, 18, 7 assists, and 3 blocks. It looks like your second-year player, Donovan Clingan, is rounding out into a contributing NBA player. And Drew Holiday looks like he's still got it, man. So I know it's the Jazz. I know nobody's playing. I know nobody cares about this game. But one of the things that I took from the Seattle Seahawks season this year that I actually really admired about that team is when you had guys like Leonard Williams on one side of the ball, who's running up against Gray Zabel, a rookie, on the other side of the ball, and the veteran is learning from the rookie, and the rookie is learning from the veteran. Those were the stories that I really like to see. And I know that Clingan is not a rookie, and I know that it's not the same in basketball, but having your old hats go out there and show that a game like this matters, and having your young guys going out there and just going, hey, a win is a win is a win. Let me go and show out on these opportunities. I think that's a good sign for the Blazers. Blazers had the toughest pre-All-Star schedule of anybody in the league. They have the easiest last 30 games of the year coming out of the All-Star break. Does that mean that they're going to be a contender when the playoffs come around? I don't know. But if they can get themselves into a position where they're either in the top half of the play and you only have to win one to get in, or if they can get on a little bit of a roll, stay healthy maybe for more than a game at a time.
I think that's the biggest thing.
Oh, for sure. And we'll just get some momentum going in the playoffs and be one of those teams that nobody wants to play. I think it's great. So
I'm sure the Warriors aren't looking forward to having to face Portland again.
No, I wouldn't expect that they are. And hey, just being a thorn in somebody's side would be a great place to be this year. Pushing a team that expects to sweep you to a 7-game series or something like that, I think would be a good sign. And who knows, if you can get rolling and everybody gets the confidence going, you have some veteran leadership on this team, you have some youth that hasn't reached their full potential, and you've got at least one player that's turned himself into an all-star this year. So I'm optimistic for the rest of the Blazers season. I think you should be as well.
The Buzz.
All right, another candidate has popped up getting an interview for the Seattle Seahawks offensive coordinator job. This is an Arizona Cardinal. Connor Sanger is the offensive coordinator, looking for the offensive coordinator. Jeez, I can talk. Coordinator position. He was the passing game coordinator for the 7th-ranked passing offense that the Cardinals had last year. I really hope that they're going to stick with the internal candidates, but there's a ton of optimism around this, and I think the idea of Mike Macdonald figuring out what his system is, and at this point you've had Ryan Grubb in year 1. You had a bunch of optimism about this guy that was so good in college, going and taking his system, putting in. I loved that the Seahawks went, that didn't work. Get him out of here, bringing in somebody that has a lot of experience doing what he did in the NFL, and you bring in Clint Kubiak. He makes it figured out. This is now year 3 for Mike Macdonald. I hope that internally the Seahawks are finding somebody that can run their system. So hopefully whoever they hire makes it look a lot more like what we saw from Kubiak last year than somebody bringing in a new system and trying to figure it out.
Especially because the Arizona Cardinals, as we look at the 2025 report cards from last year, they have by far the worst grading of everything.
Well, sure.
From treatment of families to the strength of coaches, they average a C-.
Well, the Cardinals are very meh. So, and it's been a weird organization the way that they've run. I mean, the fact that they were able to get to a Super Bowl with a during the Larry Fitzgerald era was one of the bigger surprises, because they've never really been that well of a run organization, but they had some studs all over the place. That game was awesome. That Santonio Holmes catch was all-time. Too bad Ben Roethlisberger turns out he's a terrible person, but pretty good quarterback. Who knew?
The Buzz.
All right, speaking of hires going on, Joe Brady is your new head coach in Buffalo, but he's bringing in an old head coach to help him out. John Fox is coming in, 71-year-old former head coach of Panthers, Broncos, and Bears is coming in to be an assistant head coach, will be a sounding board. I always like this move if you're a new young head coach, bringing in somebody that has experience to do it. We mentioned this a couple days ago on the show. That Leslie Frazier, assistant head coach for the Seattle Seahawks, you kind of forget that he's there. You don't keep track of all of the guys that all over the place. Usually, you know your DC, your OC, and your head coach. But having an assistant coach that has experience is good. So I think this is a smart move for the
Super
Bills.
Bowl experience.
Always,
Not
yeah.
only that, again, plus he was with that Chicago team that gave Mitch Trubisky a shot at winning
That's right.
a conference.
Yeah, true.
The Buzz.
LeBron James. LeBron James is now the oldest player to have a triple-double in NBA history. He broke Karl Malone's record. He is 41 years, 44 days. Malone only 40 years old when he did it. So the stat line for LeBron, 28 points, 12 assists, 10 rebounds. At one point, teammates were yelling at Austin Reeves for stealing a rebound from poor LeBron when he could have set the record earlier in the game. But at this point, is this all we have left for LeBron? He's said himself that this Lakers team is not a championship contender. Or are we just going to spend the rest of the year seeing how many old guy records LeBron can set?
Again, he can just keep playing basketball as long as he wants to.
I think he
We're
should.
still going to watch.
Well, and if you're part of a team that has a young core and you're taking less money just because you love the game, sit in the corner and just bomb threes, I am here for it. And go out and every once in a while have 30 points against some team's second unit.
With
Come
your
on.
son watching you play
Dude.
too.
I don't know why he ever retires. I mean, let's be honest. In the next couple of years, AI is going to be building artificial body parts. You can just stay out there. You got the mind for it, guy. Just stay out there. Amen.
The Buzz.
All right. This story just cracks me up so much. The Utah Jazz have been fined $500,000 and the Pacers have been fined $100,000 for sitting healthy starters in an obvious attempt to lose games. That's right. The Jazz have been fined $500,000 for sitting Lauri Markkanen and JJJ in the fourth quarter of a game against the Heat that they won. They are fined 5 times more than the Pacers for trying to tank when they won one of those games. How bad are the Heat in this? Bam Adebayo comes out and just gets upset with his team for not beating a team that is clearly tanking. How are we defining this? What is going on with this league? Listen.
If you can't beat a team that's not trying.
I don't even care about the NBA is not just seeing tanking for the first time. This is not something that is new. We are very aware of it. You have set up your league's reward system so that it favors the team that finishes last place. Every single sports radio show has put out 35 different scenarios that would improve what you have. We don't need to be the ones to do it because, listen, just pick one. You've put in a in-season tournament because you want more people to watch. You've altered the All-Star game 1,000 times because you want more people to watch. You cannot figure out tanking, and you have done almost nothing to try. Going and finding teams is the dumbest solution, and finding a team that is more obviously tanking but accidentally winning is probably not the solution. You're looking dumber and dumber. Please try something. Do we like Adam Silver? Is everybody happy with the job that he's doing, or can you just find anybody off the street and go, hey, somebody's got to be better at fixing this stupid league?
I'm starting to think
Barf.
that Adam Silver got the job, and then all of the LA Clippers stuff happened with obviously Donald Sterling.
Yep.
And that made the rest of the NBA, the ownership, look really good and look very, I guess, they made them look like good owners.
Yeah.
And in turn,
They
We're getting
rewarded
this.
him. Yeah. Well, listen, you got some work to do. Let's go and try to figure it out, kids. Right now, let's walk over to the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk and see what we missed.
First on the Fan, as we've reached the All-Star break, got a little bit of on this day in history.
Ooh,
on
fun.
February
Good
13th, 1923, the New York Renaissance, the first all-black professional basketball team, was organized. The
Okay.
Renaissance, commonly called the Wrens, became one of the most dominant teams of the 1920s and 30s.
So, are we surprised by that?
That's where I was leaning.
Yeah.
Did we expect them to be very dominant in the 20s and 30s
Well,
as
I
soon
mean,
as they got the ability to
when
play?
you look back at sports and you realize that, we had a Negro League for baseball, and you had these teams having to go and form themselves to make their own team to go out and compete against the white athletes who were trying to stay exclusive. The worst one that you can go and look at that's why amateurism began. And this wasn't necessarily a racial thing, but it started in England to keep the commoners out of the elitist games. So they would, you can't come and play our soccer game. You can't come and play our cricket. And so what they did was they created amateurism as a way to keep the working class out of it. Well, we'll play during working hours. We'll make it so exclusive that only the aristocrats can play. And the fact that we kept amateurism around as long as we did was just another way to keep your sports elitist. So the history of sport is riddled with things like this. The racism is strong, the elitism is strong, and it's all terrible. So it is a good way to look at it. I don't know if you've seen, were you here when we were talking about this? The Mariners will have the Seattle
did see
Steelheads
those,
uniforms.
yes.
I think that's a good way to remind us that, we've been wrong a lot as a society.
For more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Casey Smith from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of prime time with
I don't know if you listen to this show every day or every Friday, but if you've listened, we've had our next guest on several times. He's becoming a regular, and if you know him, if you're like me, when you think of romance, there's one guy you think of, and that's Jeff Tate.
Oh, yeah.
This is, the fourth appearance on Fan Club Friday for you, Mr. Tate?
Oh yeah, I don't know the exact number. I just know it's not enough.
Oh, amen to
That's
that.
right.
Well, the reason that we have you on today is you're going to be doing the Valentine's show at Helium tomorrow night.
Correct.
How did they tag you for Valentine's Day?
Well, here's what happened. There's 2 shows tomorrow.
Okay.
There's an upstairs and a downstairs. I'm downstairs, and when they first pitched it, my first response was, because they said it was the date. It didn't say Valentine's Day. It said, "Can you do the 14th?" And I was like, I looked to see if I could and saw it was, and I was like, it's Valentine's Day. Are you sure about this? And it was just cross programming. We're doing a little cross programming.
Yeah. So
Right,
do you have
the
a
day night-
special romantic set for the ladies and the gentlemen that are coming out?
No, I just do my stuff. We just come have a good time.
But you said you're filling out Valentine's Day cards. Is that?
Oh yeah, we're just giving a little gift. Let's not right. So let's not spoil it. Don't tell anybody if you're listening. Don't tell anybody. It's a surprise.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. That's why we just say it on the radio. We're just gonna we have some for the tables or whatever. Not one for everybody. I don't know how many people's coming.
Okay. Well, if you're interested in going to a comedy show tonight, you've heard Mr. Tate on the radio, or you're just a fan of his comedy in general, and you want to go to heliumcomedy.com.
Yeah, the show is tomorrow.
Tomorrow night. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But go on to the website right now.
Go right now. Go right now.
Yes, go
Right.
and buy
I
your
thought you said if
tickets.
you want to go to a show tonight, and I won't be there tonight. You can still go to a show tonight. There's shows everywhere.
And then you don't have to tell your date that you didn't think of it until right now.
Right.
So that is really.
Look like you planned it.
Do you normally do something for Valentine's Day?
I mean, it depends. I mean, if we shook it out to how many have I had something to do?
Yeah,
Like,
well,
like a
I
reason
guess
to
the
do
question is,
something?
would you rather be doing a show or would you rather having a date with your lady on Valentine's Day? I guess is my question.
Well, I mean, I'd probably rather be on a date, but
Okay.
sometimes my job is the what you do.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right.
And I like working, so it's like a 1A 1B thing. Like it's no,
Gotcha. Okay.
it's not a hardship. I'd still rather work.
Okay. Well, perfect.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we've had you on several times. I want to get your opinion on the Super Bowl. You know that I'm a Seahawks fan.
Yeah.
Are you a big Super Bowl fan? Do you have a football team?
No, I mean I like the Bengals more since I moved, but I like all the Cincinnati stuff more when I don't live there.
I have told a lot of people that. I became a bigger Seahawks, Mariners, Blazers fan when I moved. When I was 21, I moved to Vegas
Yeah.
to pursue stand-up comedy. And there's something about being away from your hometown that entrenches you with your teams.
Right, it's a touchstone to what's going on. And
Yeah.
I can, with these games, half the games are played in that town. So
Yeah.
I turn them on and I can at least see Cincinnati.
Sure, for sure. So what did you think of the Super Bowl? Most people that weren't Seahawks fans said it was boring. Did
Well,
you feel that?
my thought on the Super Bowl is the same as it usually is it's kind of always boring. Like
Okay.
like the situation you put the players under for the extra week off and all the added media and all that, like it really kind of gums it up a little bit.
Yeah, it's
like-
hard. It's hard to live up to the hype.
Yeah, it's there's better, every season has better games.
Yeah,
They just have lower stakes.
that's fair.
So the game was fine.
yeah.
The whole spectacle is always fun.
Okay.
But the game usually is fine.
Yeah.
And that, like, as a base, like
Yeah.
every now and then it's worse than that, but it's been a long time since there's been one that was just awesome straight through. Because even the
28 to 3.
28 to 3.
Yep. I
What
know
happened
exactly
there?
where you're going with that.
It was both teams were only good for a half.
Yeah, well, almost 3/4 for the Falcons, and then they just stopped playing. But yeah, the first 2/3 or 3/4 of that game was really dull.
Yeah, there's
and
no.
you get into it. Yeah,
It's so hard to put together 60 minutes to have both teams put together 60 minutes under that level.
Yep.
It just kind of comes out a little flat.
Well, and this year going into the Super Bowl, we're talking with Jeff Tate, comedian. He's going to be at Helium tomorrow night for Valentine's Day. So if you don't have plans, go and get your tickets right now at heliumcomedy.com. But for me, you watch the two championship games, right?
Yeah.
You've got the game between the Seahawks and the Rams was as good as it gets, right? You
Yeah.
had two teams where nobody really made any mistakes, and they just went back and forth, and it came down to the Seahawks being just that much better. Sam Darnold played a perfect game against Matthew Stafford, who ended up being the MVP. That game was great. On the other side, you had a game that was about as ugly as it can get, where you have a backup quarterback for Denver. You have the defense giving Drake May fits. You have the weather not cooperate, but it's low scoring, and any team could have taken control at any point. It ends up being the Patriots with a quarterback just running through a snowstorm to do it. So you have those, and you go, all right, now make it even better.
Right? Feels like somebody should have hit up Derek Carr. Feels like Denver should have kept his number in the Rolodex.
Just have him out there and be available.
It's better than a guy with a broken ankle.
I only want to go to a contender. Okay, yeah. Who doesn't? I'd like, you know what? If you're a team out there and you just need a guy to stand there and he can get a Super Bowl ring, I could do that.
Yeah,
Like,
but
if you
only
could-
if you're a contender.
Yeah,
I'm
Can
not signing
hand
with
the ball
anybody.
10 times.
Exactly. Yeah, if you just need me to hand the ball to Derrick
Yeah.
Henry and go behind the best offensive line in football or something, yeah, call me up. But only if you think you have a chance.
Right? I could be on the Bengals offensive line. They don't seem to have very much standards. You could just let them go.
Their offensive line is terrible, but aren't they better
Consistently.
than aren't they better than their entire defense?
I mean, the defense really seemed to, if you watch, like last season, there was the beginning of the season before Burrow got hurt.
Yeah.
It seemed locked in. Burrow gets hurt, and the defense just seemed to check out. Like,
Oh yeah, they're
'Cause
like,
as soon as he
"Eh,
got
we'll see
back,
next year."
they like the first game or two when he was back, they actually played real well, the defense, but then they didn't have anything, so they gave it up. Or at least the game he came back.
Would you?
I mean, with Flacco throwing 400 yards and 4 touchdowns, and he's like 50 years old, and they lose, like, they're just not trying. Like,
Yeah.
that really looked like they're not good, but they also tried less after
That's
Burrow
fair.
got hurt.
That's fair. Better or worse to be a Bengals fan with Joe Burrow, where you feel like you have a chance when he's healthy and he's in there. You've been a play away from winning a Super Bowl with Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
But they keep just wasting year after year after year with him. Would you rather have him and waste him, or go back to the Marvin Lewis years where the Red Rifle would take you to the playoffs and not win a game?
Well,
I
no,
feel-
I mean, there's so many things you could put. If Marvin Lewis is on the other side of it, I'm taking whatever the first thing was. Like, the guy's 0-8 in the playoffs.
Yes,
and
he
didn't
is.
you? It's hard to do that with. Nobody's even done that with 8 teams. This guy did it with 1.
Yeah.
It's
he's-
bizarre.
yeah.
But yeah, I'd rather have Burrow.
At least you
and-
have a little bit of hope. But boy, man, it feels like they waste him every year. Like, I get mad at the Bengals organization every single year, and I'm not a fan of the team. I'm like, how can you not go
Well, are
out
you-
and make a move to improve your line or your defense, or not both, just one or the other? But you literally roll out the worst O-line and the worst defense, at least for the first half of the year, every year. It's terrible.
They should figure out when a training camp starts. It seems like maybe they're pushing it off a month.
Yeah.
Just a little more practice.
This year-
Don't play.
Weren't they
It's
the
an
ones-
entire team playing themselves into shape.
But weren't they the ones this year that said that they were going to play all of their starters throughout the preseason so they'd be ready to go? Because they have like one of the worst week 1 and week 2 records in the NFL. So they tried that this year and it didn't work. So I don't know.
How do
I
you
can
feel
tell you
about-
that I don't have this much commitment to it.
Okay.
I'm fine with it.
How do you feel about Zach Taylor? Because I'm a Steelers fan, so again, obviously, I'm looking around the rest of the division going, everyone's got a brand new coach, everyone's kind of having a brand new look, except for Cincinnati.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably a mistake long term. But I mean, who's better? Like, who's available that's better? Who'd the Steelers get? I forget.
McCarthy.
Yeah, Mike McCarthy.
Yeah. Are you sure you want to call him a new coach?
You
We have
know.
ample evidence that he's fine.
Yeah. Well, hey, listen, that division has been fine for a long time. I mean, the 18 years, what was it, 18 years for John Harbaugh, he had 1 Super Bowl. 19 years for Tomlin, 1 Super Bowl. The Bengals are famous for keeping a guy that's mediocre. We already talked about Marvin Lewis, so they're perfectly happy to do that. The only team that had a Coach of the Year winner was Stefanski. Had 2 of them in the last 6 years. They fired him too. So it's a whole mess. Well,
Well,
let's do this. Why don't you stick around for one more segment? We'll do one for the road with you next. I've got some Olympic questions for you.
Okay.
I need to get your feelings on the Winter Olympics, and we'll talk about what's happening with Lindsey Vonn now. And we'll do that when we do one more for the road, and we'll take any questions from the fan text line and from the YouTube chat. So if you have questions for Mr. Jeff Tate, questions for me, anything that you need to know, or just comments, send those in now. We'll do one more for the road next. You're listening to Happy Hour on 105.1 and the Fan Sports Network. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you missed anything from the show, the podcast will be available at 1051thefan.com, odyssey.com, the Odyssey app, or if you just call Casey and invite him over to your home, he will come and do a live read of the transcript of this for you right in your living room. So just get a hold of Lowercase on any of his socials to do that. Mr. Smith, what are the people saying on the YouTube chat and the text toy that we need to address?
Not a lot, but we got someone saying that the Cardinals' offense was actually decent last season, but only when it was under Jacoby Brissett.
Well, yeah, they went through 2 quarterbacks, and now it's so funny. They're like, we're trying to figure out if we should trade Kyler Murray. I'm like, who's going to trade for that, dude? Same thing with the Dolphins trying to figure out what to do with Tua. I don't think anybody's really in the market for overpaid, underperforming, undersized quarterbacks. I think we can move on without that.
And if you're looking for some Seahawks merch, Nike and the Seahawks Pro Shop have more Super Bowl merch for you.
yeah, I just none of it's doing it for me. So let's do a sporting events ever, because we're watching this skeleton right now, and listen, if somebody goes flying off this track, it's going to be spectacular. Lindsey Vonn just had her 4th surgery on her leg after.
Wait, during the Olympics?
So she ruptured her ACL, then decided to still compete,
Yeah.
and then got in a crash in the first race that she did.
Oh, my goodness.
And so now all we're doing is watching how many surgeries
Right
she's
now,
had.
and now she just got signed to be the Broncos quarterback in the championship game.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Do you take in the Olympics? Is it something that you enjoy?
I used to. I just watched a decline or whatever over my lifetime. Like 92, the Dan and Dave, like those were like decathletes, and they
Yeah.
were building entire marketing. Ryder, Nike, like
Yep.
they were in commercial. One of those guys didn't even make the Olympic team.
True.
That's how hard.
Dave? Was it Dan or Dave that made it? You're right, but yeah. one
Yeah,
of them
but
didn't
like
make-
that's how hard they push the Olympics, and now you're just like, well, I don't have Peacock. Like it's such
yeah.
the whole thing is, it's lost its like where it should be.
Was it better when they did just an Olympic year and had Winter Olympics go right into the Summer Games, and they just took over an entire calendar? Because they did that too. They split it, where the Winter Olympics get their own year, and then the Summer Olympics get theirs. So they do it
I
every
mean,
other.
it probably does have something to do with it. It should have moved. It's like they should both be this on this year.
Yeah.
Like the fact that we have we have 3 or 4 every 4-year things that
Yeah.
all happen in the same year is crazy.
Yeah, because we've got this year Winter Olympics going into the World Baseball Classic into the World Cup. Any of
Yeah.
those draw your interest? Because I love baseball, but I've never gotten into the World Baseball Classic. It has never drawn my attention. This year, I really do like the USA rosters, so I might have to go all USA. But they have the worst hats, maybe in the entire field. Like they look terrible. They look like somebody won a contest in middle school to design a hat, and they had to wear those.
Well, if that actually is the backstory, then I like them a lot more.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, I guess I
But
could
since
get
it
behind
was a
that.
grown up with a degree,
Well, that and they keep rolling them out every year. Like 100 outlets do a review and go, yeah, these are probably the worst, and then they just keep rolling them back out every year. Makes it even worse.
yeah, I mean, I like it, but it's I think like it should. There's some way to make it. It's hard to add extra baseball.
Yeah,
There's already a lot of
there
baseball.
it is. Yeah,
And when is the World Baseball Classic? It's usually early in
yeah.
the.
It's gonna start March 5th, I believe, are the first games. So it's gonna be during spring training, which is nice if you have a bunch of young guys in your farm system that get an opportunity to go out and
Yeah.
get extra spring training reps. Spring training teams will start some, I guess they're preliminary games. Teams will play their roster against the WBC rosters starting on the 3rd. They'll play a couple days of those, and then they play. It goes into effect in what is it?
Pool play starts the 7th.
Group play is what they call it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's pool play in soccer because soccer has to do everything different. So it's group play on the 7th. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, I mean, I think I watch them when they're on, but it's hard to keep track of any of
Yeah.
any of this anymore.
Yeah, it's just a little overwhelming with everything that they do. I don't know. For me, it's that the season is so good, and you already have so many international players in baseball. Like
Yeah.
a lot more names now. But for a while, it felt like the U.S. They didn't have the big names, and Mike Trout was the biggest guy that you had, and you didn't promote him at all. So I was kind of like, all right, whatever. But it feels like there's a lot, at least in the last couple of years. I mean, having Cal Raleigh being a Mariner that's going to go and be the catcher for the team, and having Tarek Skubal, who's your back-to-back Cy Young winner, and having him on the team, and having all these guys, it feels like there's a lot more Americans that I can root for that I know, where it used to be, well, it's who's going to be better, the Dominican team or the Venezuela team or the Japanese team. And now it feels like at least America is pretty easy to root for.
Well, as a country, we like to bury any baseball player with personality.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well,
they
we also have a lot of baseball players without personality.
No, that's true. But do they truly, or has it already been talked out? Like, because we'll get like Fernando Tatis get a bunch of everybody get him guff because he had fun hitting a home run. Like, it's the way that they treat they don't want any famous baseball players anymore.
They burn out a lot quicker.
Yeah, well, no, but I mean, I'm with you. The bat flip and all that, and you have the stare downs, and immediately the reaction, well, you can't be doing that. But
why?
Exactly.
It's all toxic nonsense.
Well, I think one thing that is a real positive with this is the last however many rule changes they made. Let's make the bases bigger so we can get more stolen bases. That has worked. Let's do the pitch clock so that we can get the games going by a little bit quicker. That has worked really well. Even the phantom zombie runner in extra innings to speed up extra inning games, it doesn't really bother me that much because they don't do it in the postseason. So it's like, all right, listen, it's July. We don't need to go 18 innings. Let's put somebody out there. They're going to add the review in this season. So baseball's been pretty good about the changes that they've made. And then they found a guy that was American hitting a ton of home runs, and baseball has seemed to embrace the big dumper. And I'm kind of all in on that. So I think Rob Manfred's actually been pretty good for baseball.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. Like,
so far,
if this Cal Raleigh guy, if he has a national press, because we don't know actually how famous Cal Raleigh is because we're in his region.
That's fair point. But he did win the home run derby, so he's certainly a national name, and people love the story.
Yeah, but it's because he won the home run derby. Is baseball? I'm talking about, is baseball going to push him?
Well,
baseball don't want to push anybody.
Well, he's on the posters for the World Baseball Classic, so let's go. Big thanks to Jeff Tate for joining us. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Thank you, Lowercase, and of course,
thank you,
Isaac Ropp. we're all done for now. Watch Jeff at Helium for Valentine's. If you don't have tickets, go to heliumcomedy.com. We're done for now. Bye-bye.